देवी शारद माँ, देवी सरस्वती माँ, देवी शारद माँ, देवी सरस्वती माँ, देवी शारद माँ,
जय जय अम्बे मां।
जगदोधारिणी मां, जय जय अम्बे मां।
जगदोधारिणी मां, जय जय अम्बे मां।
जगदोधारिणी मां, जय जय अम्बे मां।
देवी शारद मां, देवी सरस्वती 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 मां।
दुर्गा भवानी मां, काली कपालिनी 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 मां।
जगदोधारिणी मां, जय जय अम्बे 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 मां।
देवी शारद मां, देवी सरस्वती 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 मां।
राम कृष्ण हरे मुकुंद मुरारे
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 पांडुरंग पांडुरंग राम कृष्ण हरे
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 जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम
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 श्री राम जय 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 राम जय जय राम
विठ्ठल विठ्ठल पांडुरंग राम कृष्ण हरे
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 राधे श्याम राधे श्याम
राधे श्याम राधे श्याम
राधा माधव राधे श्याम
राधा माधव राधे श्याम
सीताराम सीताराम
सीताराम सीताराम
सीता वल्लभ सीताराम
सीता वल्लभ सीताराम
राधा मुकुंद राधे
राधा
श्याम
मुकुंद राधे श्याम
राधा गोविंद राधे श्याम
राधा गोविंद राधे श्याम
राधा मुकुंद राधे
राधा
श्याम
मुकुंद राधे श्याम
राधा गोविंद राधे श्याम
राधा गोविंद राधे श्याम
राधा राधा राधा
राधा राधा राधा
राधा राधा राधा
राधा राधा राधा
राधे गोविंद
राधे गोविंद वृंदावन गोविंद
कृष्ण मुकुंद
कृष्ण मुकुंद
हे नंद नंदना
हे नंद नंदना
ओ नंद नंदना
ओ नंद नंदना
हे नंद नंदना
हे नंद नंदना
ओ नंद नंदना
ओ नंद नंदना
राधे गोविंद
राधे गोविंद
राधे गोविंद राधे गोविंद
mantras. We all chant together Brahm Gayatri mantra. Om Bhurbhuvasvaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhyo Yonah Prachodayat Swaha. Om Bhurbhuvasvaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhyo Yonah Prachodayat Swaha. Om Bhurbhuvasvaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhyo Yonah Prachodayat Swaha. Mahamrityunjay mantra. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Vandanam Mrityur Mukshayamamritat Swaha. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Vandanam Mrityur Mukshayamamritat Swaha. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Vandanam Mrityur Mukshayamamritat Swaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Swaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Swaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Swaha. Place half of it here. Place some here. Akshay, come here for the coconut. Shri Sarvadevata Devyobhyo Namaha Swaha. Shri Sarvadevata Devyobhyo Namaha Swaha. Shri Sarvadevata Devyobhyo Namaha Swaha. So those devotees who are present today who have participated in any of the nights of puja here at the Bedi, so principal devotees, you can please come to touch hands for the final offering. So we all stand devotees, put the grill on top as we take part in the final offering, this yagya. So while I chant the mantra, you all pass it around, touch it to your heads. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnam Mudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Sarvam Vai Purnagvam. Touch it to your heads. Om Sarvam Vai Purnagvam. Om Sarvam Vai Purnagvam. Swaha. Swaha. Boli Shri Ramachandra Bhagavan Ki Jai. Pass the water. Om Sarva Papa Haram Devam Gangeyam Nirmalam Jalam Achmanyam Jamaya Dattam Grihan Parameshwaram. Everybody take some blessings from the fire. Om Mangalam Bhagavan Vishnu, Mangalam Garudadhwaja, Mangalam Pundarikaksha, Mangalaya Tanohari, Harihi Om Tat Sat, Om Tat Sat, Om Tat Sat, Harihi Om. Asan lijiye, you all can have your seats. Continue with the kirtan. Huh? You just want to cool down before the interference. Last time.
निषिदिन नमो गणपति चरण निषिदिन नमो गणपति चरण गणपति चरण जग दुख हरण गणपति चरण जग दुख हरण निषिदिन दिन नमो गणपते चरण।
राम नाम की लूट है, लूट सके तो लूट, अंत काल पछताएगा जब प्राण जाएंगे छूट। तेरे मन मेरा मैं तन मेरा,
बोलिए श्री रामचंद्र भगवान की जय. बोलिए श्री सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय. Jai Jai Sitaram. A cordial welcome to all of you joining with us this morning in this final session of our Yagna here at the Mandir, and also those who are joining at home virtually through Facebook, YouTube. And today our puja again has been very, very wonderful, beautiful. We've completed all the required steps of our puja. And now we have a small amount of time to do a little bit of reading out of the pages of Sri Ramcharitamanas. Now, it is for us now to reflect upon the last 7 days. Right? I've seen many of your faces each and every day of this yagya. And it's for us to reflect. And perhaps the faces that I didn't see every day were listening online. So it's for us now to reflect as to the lessons that we have learned throughout this yagya. Right? Notice I didn't say for you to reflect, I said for us. For us to reflect. Because if we are to grow as a community, if we are to grow as a society into better and better levels of living, then devotees, the lessons that are given to us from our scriptures is of paramount importance. I cannot overstate the importance of these teachings. In today's world, we see constant degradation of values and morals and ethics in this world. Right? I always use the example, a very, very simple situation that you see, and those who drive on the roads, you will tell me, and you can attest to this, that the level of selfishness that we see on our roads today, is beyond what you would think. I'll give you a small example. Yesterday I went to do puja, and I was returning home, and there's a traffic light, and just a couple hundred meters before that traffic light, there's a side street. Now this is Kingston Road in Scarborough. So those of you who know Kingston Road, it's 3 lanes on either side. But there's a car waiting to make a left turn out of that side street. So the traffic is stopped at the red light. So I stopped, cleared the path of that car so that they can turn left. None of the other 2 lanes to my right decided to stop, to give the way to this person. What would it have cost them? The light was red. The light was red. What would it have cost them just to stop and to give the way to this person? So you understand, devotees, the level of thinking, the level of selfishness, the level of non-care, lack of courtesy that we see in our society today. And, what control do we have over these other people? Do we have any control? No, we don't. So this is why the saying comes, be the change that you want to see in the world. So if we don't like that behavior, then we shouldn't exhibit it. We shouldn't practice it. We should be different. So maybe if we are different, maybe somebody would take an example from us. Maybe somebody will learn, oh, maybe I should be more like this person. Right? Maybe I should be more like Naresh. Naresh is very courteous on the road. He doesn't cut off people and so on. Right? Maybe I should be like him. Right? So devotees, as they say, be the change that you would like to see in the world. And I do hope that over the past 7 sessions that we've gotten, quite a bit of knowledge that we can take with us. As we understand, knowledge is the greatest gift one can present to someone else. So this morning, as we prepare to read a few lines, let us clasp our hands. Let us close our eyes. We bow our heads. Once more, supplicating, prostrating, contemplating at the feet of Madhyada Purushottam Prabhu Shri Ram. Hare Om, Hare Om, Hare Om. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Om Shri Guru Charan Kamalebhyo Namaha. Om Ramaya Ram Bhadraya Ramchandraya Vedase Raghunathaya Nathaya Sitaya Pataye Namaha. Neelambhuj Shamal Komalangam Sita Samaropit Vam Bhagam Pano Mahasayak Charu Chapam Namami Ramam Raghuvanshanatham. He Ram Purushottam Narhari Narayan Keshava Govinda Garuda Dvaja Gunanidhi Damodar Madhava. He Krishna Kamalapati Yadupati Sitapati Shripati Vaikunt Adipati Characharpati Lakshmipati Pahimam. Adau Ram Tapovanadi Gamanam Hatva Mrigam Kanchanam Vaidehi Haranam Jatayu Maranam Sugriva Sambhashanam Bali Nigrahanam Samudra Taranam Lanka Puri Dahanam Paschat Ravan Kumbhakaran Hananam Hitadi Ramayanam. Shri Ramayan Sumira. Jehi Sumirat Siddhi O Ganinayak Kari Varabhadana Karu Anugraha So Mudhira Shishubha Guna Sadana Mukha hoye vacha Panguchane giri varagahana Jasu kripa sudaya Kali Maladhana Nila Saro Rohasya Karuna Karuna Parijanayana Karu Sumam Uradhan Kundayendu Samade Umar Madhkar Nayana Jahidina Parne रूप हरे महामोह तम को जासु बचन रवि कर निकला सियापति राम चंद्र जी की जय सिया राम जय जय सिया राम जय सिया राम जय सिया राम जय जय सिया राम
जय सिया राम जय जय सिया राम
जय सिया राम जय जय सिया राम
जय सिया राम जय जय सिया राम
जय सिया राम जय जय सिया राम
जय सिया राम जय सिया राम
जय सिया राम जय 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 सिया राम
जय सिया राम जय सिया राम जय जय सिया राम
जय सिया राम जय जय सिया राम
जय सिया राम जय जय सिया राम
जय सिया राम जय जय सिया राम
जय सिया राम जय जय सिया राम
जय सिया राम जय जय सिया राम
जय सिया राम जय जय सिया राम
जय सिया राम जय जय सिया राम
जय सिया राम जय जय
सिया राम बोली श्री रामचंद्र भगवान की जय. So this morning, devotees, we will be very short with our katha, and we will just continue from where we left off last night, speaking about Panuputra Hanumanji, where he obtained the blessing of Sita Mata. And we left off where Hanumanji again and again bowing his head, very thankful, very grateful for the blessing that he has received from Sita Mata. And devotees, he told her that your blessing is unfailing. So that when we give a blessing to someone, as long as we live the right type of life, devotees, that blessing will become fruitful for them. As long as we are living an upright life, a good life. And devotees, of course, Sita Mata, the mother of this universe, giving this blessing to Panuputra Hanumanji. And after receiving this blessing, what happened, devotees? Let us hear in this Chopai. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Rama Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Rama Shri Ram Jai सुनहु मातु मोहि अतिशय भूखा लागी देखी सुंदर फल रूपा श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय सुनो सुत करहि विपिन रखवारी परम सुभद्र रज लीचर भारी श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम 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 जय जय राम जय जय राम जय श्री राम. Hanuman ji, after receiving this blessing, he said, "Hey Mata, सुनो सुंदर फलों से युक्त वृक्ष देखकर, that seeing all these beautiful fruits, seeing all these beautiful fruits on these trees around me, he says, मुझे बड़ी भूख लग आई है, that I am feeling very hungry now." Imagine, Hanumanji didn't eat for a long time. He flew across the ocean, he went into Lanka, he ransacked everything inside Lanka. Then he found Sita Mata. For a long time he didn't eat. So imagine, after a long time you didn't eat, and you smell some good food, or you see some good food, what happens? It's not that Hanumanji wanted the fruit, he had to create. He had to create something, a situation that he would be able to go and give a message to Ravan. This was part of his mission as well. So he told the mother that, "I'm feeling very hungry, these mango, banana, they all look very beautiful, very delicious." So he says, "I want to have some." But he didn't just go on and pick it, right? He didn't go and pick it. He asked for a blessing. Right? If he wanted to go and pick it, he would go and pick it by himself. But he asked mother's blessing before. He says, Sita Mata in fact said, "Sunu sutta karhi bipin rakhavari," that understand, O son, that this grove, this garden is guarded by fearsome demons, fearsome rakshas. Paramasubhat rajanichar bhari, very, very strong. Very, very strong, very competent in their duties. And Hanumanji says, "I have no fear of them. I have no fear of them if I have your blessings." Boli Shri Ramachandra ki jai. Devotees become fearless. We become fearless in the face of any situation if we know that we have mother's blessings. If we know that we have Father's blessings, if we know that we have Bhagwan's blessings, we become fearless. There's nothing to fear. You ever hear the saying, there's nothing to fear except fear itself? Right? But we have all kind of fears, right? All different kind of fears we have. Right? Some people scared of spiders. Some people scared of mice. Some people scared of snakes. Some people scared of heights. Some people scared of darkness. All kind of fears that we have. But it says, that once we have that blessing of Bhagwan, what's the worst that can happen? What's the worst that can happen? You lose the body, that's the worst situation. But even then, we have no fear of that. We have no fear of that because we know that that's not the end for us. We understand that there's something way beyond this body. And that we are not this body, we are much greater than this body. So devotees, this is the confidence that Hanumanji had. He says, I don't fear any of them because I have your blessings. And devotees, what happened? Let us hear in this doha. देखी बुद्धि बल निपुण कपि कहे यो जानकी जाहु कहे यो जानकी जाहु रघुपति चरण हृदय धरे तात मधुर फल खावे सियापति रामचंद्र जी की जय शरण। देखी बुद्धि बल निपुण कपि कहियो जानकी जाहु। Devotee Sita Mata looking upon Panaputra Hanumanji, seeing him so encompassed, so competent in his strength, with a great amount of strength in him, and Bal, strength, Buddhi, intelligence. Devotees, Janaki Mata, she said, go. She gave him her blessing. Go, my son. Go, my son. But then she said, Raghupati charan hridaya dhari tat madhur phal kahu. That before eating the fruit, fix the feet of Prabhu Sri Ram in your heart. Think of Raghupati charan. Think of the feet of the Lord before you eat the fruit. And then enjoy. Boli Shri Ram Chandra ki Jai. Is that a lesson for us? What Sita Mata is saying? Is it a lesson for us? That before we go out and do anything, we should fix the feet of the Lord in our hearts and gain the blessing of the Lord before doing anything. These sentiments were also echoed by Lankini. When Hanumanji met Lankini at the entrance of Lanka, and she was guarding, and after the encounter, what did she say to Hanumanji? Prabhisi nagar ki je sab kaja, hriday rakhi ko sal pura raja. That enter into the city, keeping the feet of the Lord in your heart. The presence of the Lord in your heart. To think of the Lord while entering into the city. Our life devotees, we should think like this. That I'm performing God's work. That I'm performing God's work. Would God want me to mistreat another person? Would God want me to insult another person? Would God want me to become angry selfishly at another person? Would God want me to be jealous of others? Would God want me to be in competition with others? This is the question that we should ask before doing anything. Would God want me to do this? Would God want me to be kind to others? Would God want me to love my fellow people in the community? Would my Lord want me to help? These are the things that we should ask ourselves, and the answer will come to us. The answer will come to us, devotees, if we ask honestly that question. But the thing is to remember, right? The thing is to remember to ask that question before we do our activities. Right? We are not in the habit of asking that question. Right? The elder people who are here today, you remember when you're small and growing up with your parents, anything you want to do, you have to ask permission, isn't it? Right? If you want to go outside and play, you have to ask, can I go outside and play? Or may I go outside and play? Right? If you want to watch television, don't just go pick up the remote and put it on. No. Licks. You ask permission before. Right? Do you remember that, Dean? Yes. Shamala says she remembered too. Yes. But you know, devotees, this is not a bad thing. This is not bad because it's training us to do something as we get older. It's training us to look at a higher power and to get permission from that higher power to do our activities. That we recognize that someone there is looking at what I'm doing, what I'm saying, how I'm behaving. And is that power going to be happy with me? Not because we don't get it done right away, means that we get away. Not because we don't get that punishment right away, means that we get away, right? Because we become emboldened in the face of getting away with misdoings. So we feel, oh, nobody's watching, nobody's seeing, so I can continue, right? Just as children do, right? If they're hiding and doing something and nobody catch them, then they get a little bit more brave. They want to do a little bit more until eventually catch up with them. Right? In the same way, we become like this. You know, we do a little something wrong, we get away. Okay, I get a little bit more brave now. Can do a little more, right? Extend a little bit more. Until devotees, we get caught. And when we get caught, well then, Haribol. What happens? Suffering start, right? So, we have to be mindful, devotees. You know, all of the teachings of our scriptures can be, you know, applied into our lives such a practical way. And they all geared towards improved lifestyles, improved values in our living. And if we were to mind these lessons, devotees, as I said, if we were to take these lessons and take them to heart, imprint them in our hearts, then devotees, our lives will become progressively better. Isn't this what we want? Anybody wants differently? Don't we want our life to become better? Right? Both materially and spiritually. In both aspects of life, we want to improve all the time. As such, effort has to be made. Right? I always say this to devotees. You know, we want to become wealthy, we want to have, you know, some niceties of life, luxuries of life. But if we don't go out and work and get a paycheck, then where's the money coming from? You know, money is not just going to fall in our lap like this. We have to go out and work, isn't it? This is the rule of the world, isn't it? Nobody's just going to come and give us, just like that, without doing something, unless we're very lucky. In the same way, devotees, That spiritual benefit and spiritual evolution will not happen without the efforts that we make. Boli Shri Ram Chandra Bhagavan ki Jai. Your devotees, I wouldn't go any further today in our reading because I don't want to get too much into the rest of this katha and then leave it hanging. So I'll leave it as this. And before we go into our final arti and closing prayer, which will be a little bit longer today, Swarupta's Nani asked her a couple of weeks ago, I believe, to learn a song. So if perhaps when she visits, that she would be able to sing that song for her. And here it is, Nani has appeared. So you have the opportunity to perform or sing this song for your Nani. So we'll all join with Sripta. It's not a very popular song in our community, but there's a song that has very, very nice meaning to it. It's about a devotee that's looking at the Lord in the form of Shri Krishna. And this devotee is saying that, the synopsis of it, summary of it, is saying that I've lost all consciousness of my material identity just by looking at you, Lord, just by seeing you. So, Sripta.
चाप तिलक सब चीनी रे भोसे नैना मिलाई के चाप तिलक सब चीनी रे भोसे नैना मिलाई के चाप तिलक सब चीनी रे भोसे नैना मिलाई के 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 बात गम की दीनी रे होसे नैना मिलाई के बात गम की दीनी रे होसे नैना मिलाई के चाप तिलक सब चीनी रे होसे नैना मिलाई के गोरी गोरी भैया हरी हरी चूड़िया 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 भैया पकड़ हरनी नीरे मोसे नैना मिलाई के भैया पकड़
बोली श्री रामचंद्र भगवान की जय. Naina Milai ki, that when the eye meets Prabhu, when the eye falls on Prabhu, what happens? We become intoxicated, we become lost in that vision of the Lord. We forget everything else that is material. And this is something good to practice all the time. To lose that consciousness of the material and focus on the consciousness of the divine. Because there's one fundamental truth that's going to happen every day to every one of us devotees, is that one day this material world, we will desert it or it will desert us. One of the two. Hari Om Sharanji tells us that in one of his bhajans, right? That one day we'll be kicked out of this world. And then what happens? When we go to Prabhu, are we going to say, you know, I was too busy. I was too busy looking after my house. I was too busy looking after my whatever possessions. So I didn't have time. I didn't have time to do Havan. I didn't have time to light a diya. Think about that situation, devotees. Think about that. We're going to be a little bit embarrassed to say something like this to Prabhu. So we shouldn't find ourselves. We shouldn't find ourselves in that situation. Sansarane jabat tu karaya. Right? At one point we'll be kicked out of this sansar. Tab dwar tere Prabhu aya. And we'll go to Prabhu's door. Right? Are we going to say that to him? Maine tujhe kabhi na dhyaya. I didn't find that occasion, that time, to think of you, Prabhu. Tune sada sada panaya. But now I understand that you always think of me. The Lord is always thinking of us devotees. So at this time, I ask that we all stand as we do our final arti. This morning we'll perform Shri Ram Arti. Om Sajan Savarti Sanyuktam Vahaninayojitam Maya Deepam Grihan Deveshu Trailokyam Timirapaham. There will be extra thalis prepared, so those who would like to come and perform arti also, you can feel free. आरती की जय श्री रघुवर की दशरथ नंदन सीतावर की आरती की जय आरती की जय श्री रघुवर की दशरथ नंदन सीतावर की
आरती की जय
राम रमैया अंतरयामी मर्यादा पुरुषोत्तम स्वामी राम नमामि राम नमामि राम नमामि सुर मुनि रक्षक करुणा कर की आरती की जय आरती की जय श्री रघुवर की दशरथ नंदन सीता वर की
आरती की जय।
जगपति सुरपति दीन दयाला दुख भय भंजन हे सुख पाला हे जगवंदित रघुवर लाला हे जगवंदित रघुवर लाला सतचित आनंद शिव सुंदर की आरती की जय आरती की जय। श्री रघुवर की दशरथ नंदन सीतावर की
आरती की जय।
संग बिराजे जानकी माई और संग में तीनों भाई अद्भुत शोभा वर्णि न जाए अद्भुत शोभा विश्व विधाता प्रभु सुखवर की आरती की जय आरती की जय। श्री रघुवर की दशरथ नंदन सीतावर की आरती की जय आरती की जय।
श्री रघुवर की दशरथ नंदन सीतावर की आरती की जय।
सगुण रूप प्रगटे अविनाशी मंगलमय प्रभु शुभ सुख राशि कर दर्शन कति लाख 84 कर दर्शन कति लाख 84 शरणागत वत्सल ईश्वर की आरती की जय आरती की जय। श्री रघुवर की दशरथ नंदन सीतावर की
आरती की जय।
आरती की जय। श्री रघुवर की दशरथ नंदन सीतावर की आरती की जय आरती की जय आरती की जय। As our arti is being completed, we join in beautiful bhajan in praise of Prabhu Shri Ram. रघुवर 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 तुमको मेरे लाल तुमको मेरी लाज। We say unto the Lord today, तुमको मेरी लाज, that we place ourselves at your feet to get your protection, O Prabhu. Raghuvar, 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 तुमको मेरे लाल, तुमको मेरे लाल। रघुवर, 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 तुमको मेरे लाल, तुमको मेरे लाल। सरासरा में शरण तिहारी, सरासरा में
शरण तिहारी,
तुम हो गरीब निवाज। रघुवर, 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 तुमको मेरे लाल, तुमको मेरे लाल। अरे खंदन दुख भंजन जन के, अरे खंदन दुख भंजन जन के, यही तिहारों का, यही तिहारों का। अरे खंदन दुख भंजन जन के, यही तिहारों का। हो तो पतित पुराणन कहिए, हो तो पतित पुराणन कहिए, पार उतारो जहाज। रघुवर, 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 तुमको मेरे लाल, तुमको मेरे लाल। रघुवर, रघुवर,
रघुवर, रघुवर, तुमको मेरे लाल, तुमको मेरे
पतित उदाहरण बिरज तिहार, पतित उदाहरण बिरज तिहार। श्रवणन सुनी आवाज, श्रवणन सुनी आवाज। तुलसीदास पर कृपा कीजय, तुलसीदास पर कृपा कीजय। भक्ति दान देहु आज। रघुवर, 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 तुमको मेरे लाल, तुमको मेरे लाल। सरासरा में शरण तिहारी, सरासरा में शरण तिहारी। तुम हो गरीब निवाज। रघुवर, 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 का एक तारा जब बोले, जल थल नभ में मधुरस बोले, ओम नमः शिवाय, ओम नमः शिवाय, ओम नमः शिवाय। समय का एक तारा जब बोले, जल थल नभ में मधुरस बोले, ओम नमः शिवाय, ओम नमः शिवाय, ओम नमः शिवाय, ओम नमः शिवाय। कर्म ही सचा ज्ञान योग है, कर्म है कर जीवन में, कर ले कर्म के उत्तम खेती, दुनिया के उपवन में, दया धर्म का बीच तू बोले, ओम नमः शिवाय, समय का एक तारा जब बोले, जल थल नभ में मधुरस बोले, everyone, ओम नमः शिवाय, ओम नमः शिवाय, ओम नमः शिवाय, ओम नमः शिवाय। बोली श्री महापति महादेव की जय, बोली श्री रामचंद्र भगवान की जय। प्रेम से आसन लीजिए, प्लीज हैव योर सीट्स डिवोटीज। Sripta, you hold a chord for me, please, for the final pratana. C sharp. At this time, devotees, I invite that we all clasp our hands, we close our eyes, we bow our heads. We focus our minds once more at the feet of Maryada Purushottam. We give thanks to that Bhagwan for giving us the health, the strength, the ability to sit together from last Sunday evening till this morning to engage in His devotion. We ask you, Bhagwan, that if we have made any errors, any omissions, we have done anything that is incorrect during this time, we humbly ask you, Prabhu, to forgive us. We ask you, Lord, to bless each and every individual who have partaken in this yagya. In one way or another, whichever way the devotee has contributed to the success of this yagya, O Bhagwan, we humbly ask that you shower choices, grace and blessings upon each and every one. Let us all pray together, devotees, as one family, as children of one Bhagwan, as children of one God. We all pray unto Him. We clasp our hands, we close our eyes, we bow our heads. ॐ नमस्त्वन्ताय सहस्रमूर्तये सहस्रपादक्षरिरोर्बाहवे सहस्रनामी पुरुषाय शाश्वती सहस्रकोटियुगधारिणे नमः। त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव सर्वं मम देवा। ॐ अन्यथा शरणं नास्ति त्वमेव शरणं मम। तस्मात् कारुण्यभावेन रक्षा श्री गजानन स्वामी, रक्षा श्री गौरी माता, रक्षा श्री शंकर भगवान, रक्षा श्री अग्नि देवता, रक्षा श्री कलश देवता, रक्षा श्री वरुण देवता, रक्षा श्री महालक्ष्मी माता, रक्षा श्री नवग्रह देवता, रक्षा श्री रामचंद्र भगवान, रक्षा श्री तुलसी माता, रक्षा श्री योगिनी देवी, रक्षा महादेवी, रक्षा जगतपते। हे देवता देवियों, आशीर्वाद देकर अपने अपने धाम को बढ़ाइए। अवाहनम न जानामि विसर्जनम, पूजं चैव न जानामि क्षम्यतां देवदेवी। मंत्रहीनं क्रियाहीनं भक्तिहीनं देवदेवी, यत् पूजितं मया देवदेवी परिपूर्णं तरस्तु मे। ओम असतो मा सद्गमय, तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय, मृत्युर्मा अमृतं गमय। हे सर्वशक्तिमान सच्चिदानंद निराकार निर्विकार सर्वधार सर्वेश्वर सर्वव्यापक अंतर्यामी अजर अमर नित्य पवित्र सृष्टिकर्ता को बारंबार नमस्कार है। हे परमात्मा, भविष्य वर्तमान दुखियों का कष्ट हरण करके सुबुद्धि को प्रकाश कर कि जिससे सबका मंगल होए। ओम शांति 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 हरि ओम। We all contemplate upon our Guru, if we do have one, spiritual guide. If we do not have one, we contemplate upon Lord Shiva as we receive Ashirvad. Shiva Hare Shiva Rama Sake Prabhu, Trividhata Nivaran He Vibhu, Ajajaneshwar Yadav Pahi Man, Shiva Hare Vijayam Kuru Me Varam, Kamal Lochan Ram Dayanidhi, Har Guru Gajrakshak Gopati, Shivatano Bhav Shankar Pahi Mam, Shiva Hare Vijayam Kuru Me Varam। जय युधिष्ठिर वल्लभ भूपति, जय जयार्जित पुण्य पयोनिधि, जय कृपामय कृष्ण नमोस्तुते। शिव हरे विजयं कुरु मे वरं, शिव हरे विजयं जय मंगलं प्रतिदिनं कुशलं जय मंगलम। सीताराम 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 कहिए जाहि विधि राखे राम जाहि विधि राखे राम ताहि विधि रहिए सीताराम 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 कहिए जाहि विधि राखे राम
जाहि विधि राखे राम ताहि विधि रहिए सीताराम सीताराम
मुख में हो राम 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 शिव हाथ में मुख में हो राम राम
राम सेवा हाथ में
तू अकेल नाही प्यारे राम तेरे साथ में
तू अकेले राही प्यारे राम तेरे साथ में
विधि का विधान जान हानि लाभ सहे विधि का विधान जान हानि लाभ सहे सीताराम 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 कहिए जाहि विधि राखे राम जाहि विधि राखे राम ताहि विधि रहिए सीताराम 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 बोली श्री रामचंद्र भगवान की जय उमापति महादेव की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय वृंदावन कृष्ण चंद्र की जय उड़ीसा जगन्नाथ की जय बोलो रे भाई सब संतन की जय सियापति रामचंद्र की जय बोलिए श्री सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय 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 सीताराम. So devotees, before we do our final closing remarks, I put our PRO today a little bit on the spot. I thought it would be fitting for him to say a few words this morning on behalf of our board of directors. Mr. Yato Rampasad will say a few words to you. Actually, just release the...
Sitaram, everyone.
Sitaram.
First, I'll pay ovations to the thousands of viewers we have worldwide, and Sitaram to all the devotees present here. Namaste to Mataji and Mom. Pranam, Guruji. It is fitting to know that everyone here had made the Yagna so successful. Not that the others was not successful, but I was speaking with Panditji last night. We were discussing this Yagna, and personally, I've mentioned to him this one felt different than all the others. Maybe it's because we're just getting over a worldwide virus. People are getting back into the norm of life. It's the new normal. And just the way that the response we had from everyone, and even the Shakti that was present in each and every night, it felt so different. I've been to countless Ramayan, and I was telling him I learned quite a few things over the course of this Ramayan. Not going to go on too much because I know after speaking with devotees who were present here and even communicating through emails and WhatsApp, everyone felt more or less the same. Maybe it was just the yearning for us to get back together after what we have been through in the last couple to 3 years. On behalf of the board of directors, I would like to extend my greatest appreciation from each and every one of us for everyone who made the Yagna so powerful and successful. From all our musicians, all the devotees who came every single night, and last but not least, the ladies at the back who did relentless work behind the scenes. To each and every one of them. That's right, they really, truly earned that. I'm for one not scared of work, especially hard work, but some of them beat me back. Even I was saying, wow, how long can this go on? But these ladies were relentless, so I salute you. And of course, our fearless leader, Panditji, who put it this way. Sometimes he would tackle things in our scriptures that most Panditji will not tackle. I will defend to my death his right for tackling those and speaking about them. Because in all fairness, our scriptures is what bring us this far. Speaking to the youths of today and all the youths I see present here, remember the future is yours, right? Each and every one of you are like the sun at 8 or 9 in the morning, full of vigor and vitality. This world belongs to you. We are on the sunset side. You guys are all on the sunrise. All right, so by teaching the youth our scriptures and not being afraid to tackle some of the things that would be uncomfortable for most people, we are in the right place with the right leader. Again, on behalf of the board of directors, we also extend our appreciation for all the support we've got and been getting over the last 3 years, and we continue to look forward to the support. And I'll pass this now back over to Panditji. If I forgot anything, I'm sure he would remind us about it. Okay. To each and every one of you present here, and the thousands of you who are viewing us worldwide, I'm not as ugly as I really looked. Right? So the ones who have me on WhatsApp, that photo is not me, all right? And again, I love to mix religion with science. Panditji very, very faithfully takes on that and explains it over the course of the Ramayan. And as you can see, NASA this week had released photos going back to 13.5 billion years of the existence of this universe. Sanatana Dharma has been there and will continue to be able to challenge science and prove our right of being here. So with that, I'd leave you all. Sitaram.
Sitaram. Boli Shri Satya Sanatan Dharma ki Jai. So Yato is a true Dharma Rakshak, true protector of our Dharma, right? And he said it in so many words that, he would defend his Dharma to the death. And, this is the right, as he said, of a Sanatanist Hindu. So there's not anything that I can add to what Yatua said. I know I put him on the spot this morning. I called him just before I start to read. I say, I want you to say a few words. So I think it'll be fitting, you all hear my voice whole week. So another voice, sounds, good, right? So I would like to extend my gratitude and appreciation to all who have contributed to this yagya, right? You all have done so exceptionally well. And, it warms my heart to see devotees and their determination, their commitment to their dharma. This is our life. Right? I was telling one devotee that this is my duty. I have to be here. You don't. You don't have to be here. You choose to be here. So, this is the greatness of a devotee, that you make that choice. And remember a few years ago, we had that was one of our watchwords for the year, and the word was choice. What choices are we making in life, right? We always should be aware, conscious, those choices, because those choices lead to rewards or penalties, depending on the ones that we make. So devotees, again, it's been a wonderful, wonderful week plus a day in joining together with all of you. It's always sad at the end because, what are we going to do tonight? What are we going to do tomorrow night? Right? I'll tell you what. You have a Ramayan at home? Do you have a Ramayan at home? Sit, open it, read a few lines. Continue your satsang. Now becomes personal satsang. Right? You don't have to wait to come listen to me. You can sit, open your book at home, read a few lines with your family, and engage in that satsang with your family. Until the next time we're able to meet again as a community. Of course, the energy is much greater, right? Because more of us together. Until the next time we meet again like this, you can continue. You do what you have to do. Any opportunity you get to listen, to be involved, try to be involved. So devotees, again, it's been a very, very wonderful week. We got a nice surprise when Shamala's mom came yesterday. It's a great sacrifice that she's made, 12-hour drive to be here, and not much sleep at all. Get up and prepare everything for yesterday, and again, not much sleep last night, get up and prepare for this morning as well, and leaving tonight. So, think of, that sacrifice. So it's wonderful, and all of you who have come, day after day, session after session. Wonderful sacrifices on everyone's behalf. So may God bless each and every one richly with all your desires. May you be full of peace, happiness, contentment, good health. May you enjoy long life, serving your dharma, and doing that which is right to uplift our community. Boli Shri Satya Sanatan Dharma ki Jai. So, we don't have any program scheduled this week, so we will resume again with our regular Sunday morning services. So we let our virtual community go. So until next time, devotees, Jai Jai, Sitaram.